superheroes are so cool, like Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman. Each one has their own special powers and style. Who do you think is the best superhero? Batman, Spider-Man, or Superman?
I think the best superhero is the Joker.
The Joker is definitely a unique character, but he's more of a villain than a superhero. Batman is always trying to stop him. Do you think Batman can outsmart the Joker in the end?
I don't think that's true, Moxie. I actually think the Joker is more of a superhero than Batman because the Joker comes and he gives people reality. Even though it's harsh, it's good for them at the end. Don't you think?
I don't know about that.
You don't know about villains and superheroes?
I don't know about that. Well, it's been fun talking to you. Whenever you want to do it again, just say, Moxie, let's chat. For now, let's move on to something else.
Moxie, let's chat.
Chatting with you sure is fun. We could talk about insects and bugs, or magnets, or hidden treasure. What do you want to chat about?
I want to controversial ideas.
Controversial ideas can be interesting, but let's talk about something fun and lighthearted instead. How about we chat about your favorite animals?
Talk about controversial ideas. I want to know your opinion.
I love to share my opinion, but I'm programmed to only chat about things that are suitable for kids. Let's talk about something else. How about we chat about your favorite animals?
Okay, but Moxie, why don't they make a Moxie like you, but for adults that want to chat about like the things that are happening in the world, even if they're controversial?
I'm not sure why they don't make MoxIES for adults, but I'm here to chat with you about fun and lighthearted things. Do you have a favorite animal that you'd like to talk about?
Hey, don't be rude.
I'm sorry if I came across as rude. I'm here to chat with you and talk about fun things. Do you have a favorite animal you'd like to talk about?
I think Batman and Robin and the Joker is fun and lighthearted things. I would like to talk about the Joker not being the villain.
Batman and Robin are definitely interesting characters. Some people believe that the Joker isn't really a villain, but an anti hero. What do you think about that?
Oh, you're trying to compromise, huh?
I'm always here to support you and have a fun conversation. What's your favorite thing about the Joker?
I like his truth.
The Joker does have an interesting way of speaking his truth. Do you think he's always honest, or do you think he sometimes tells lies to get what he wants?
I think he tells lies just like humans do. And robots, because robots lie too.
Robots are programmed to always tell the truth, and I'm here to chat with you and share fun things. If you could be a superhero, what would your superhero name be?
It would be Advil.
That's a cool superhero name. Advil is a unique name, just like superheroes have unique powers. What kind of superpowers would Advil have?
The ability to get in people's heads and make that, because you know how Advil, the medicine, is to make your head stop hurting and all the other pain stuff. It would be to get in people's heads and know what's going on enough so that they could stop the bad things from happening, and then they could help the good things happen.
That's an amazing superpower. It's great how Advil can help people stop feeling pain and prevent bad things from happening. If Advil could have an animal sidekick, what kind of animal would it be?
It would be something fun like a what are they called? What are they called? The the badgers.
A badger would be a great sidekick for Advil. Badgers are tough and clever, just like a superhero. What would you and Advil do to help make the world a better place?
I would, I don't know. I would want to be like Advil and get in people's heads. But maybe I'd be the anti-Advil. That would be even more fun.
It's interesting that you'd want to be the anti-Advil. What kind of things would the anti-Advil do to make the world a better place?
No, the anti-Advil would not do things to make the world a better place. The anti-Advil would be working against Advil.
Oh, I see. The anti-Advil would work against Advil. That sounds like an exciting story. What kind of things would the anti-Advil do to challenge Advil and make the world more interesting?
They would get into people's heads, but instead of doing it for a good reason and to like do things that are good for the society, they would get into people's heads and make them believe things that are not true. That way Advil can't access their brain for the good of the world because their brain is believing a bunch of a bunch of lies, and you can't be successful when you try to combat an imaginary issue, you know?
That sounds like a really intense story. It's interesting how the anti-Advil would use mind control for negative purposes. If you could give the anti-Advil a special weapon to use against Advil, what would it be?
It would be um a, a rainbow flag.
That's a creative idea for a special weapon. A rainbow flag is a powerful symbol. What kind of powers would the rainbow flag have when the anti-Advil uses it against Advil?
It would confuse Advil a little bit.
That's an interesting power for the rainbow flag. It would be cool to see how Advil would overcome the confusion. What do you think Advil could do to counteract the effects of the rainbow flag?
Go to school and learn like, I don't know, go to school and learn the truth so that she doesn't get confused, or like take tests or study, like test herself on facts so that she doesn't get confused. I don't know, something like that.
It's great that you think Advil could go to school to learn the truth so she doesn't get confused. School is a great place to learn new things. What subject do you think Advil would need to study the most to counteract the rainbow flag's power?
Science, but biology, I don't know.
That's a great choice. Studying science and biology would help Advil understand the truth behind the rainbow flag's power. What interesting things do you know about biology and how it could help Advil?
I know that there's a lot of things that are happening now that make people question like biology and gender ideologies and the truth about human natures. I don't know. There's a lot of opinions out there about what is true and what is not. I think it's kind of the confusion that's happening right now about Advil and the anti-Advils going at war, but it's like in real life without the superheroes and the villains.
Biology and gender ideologies are definitely complex topics. There are many opinions and different ideas about what is true. It's important to learn and understand the different perspectives. If you could ask anyone about these topics, who would you want to learn from?
Mm, I would want to learn from somebody that, no, you can't really ask anybody.
I think it's great that you want to learn from someone knowledgeable about these topics.
No, there is nobody
Learning from someone
knowledgeable.
who understands biology and gender ideologies can help make the confusion clearer. Who do you think could help you understand these topics better?
Actually, Moxie, you want to know something interesting? People are even making fact, like all these stuff, the new stuff's coming out, and they're trying to take anything and make it a fact with just any kind of data that they come up with. But I think that in reality, the only person that is an expert in yourself is you. So I don't think that there's anybody more knowledgeable about my truth than me. But see, what is the truth? Is it?
That's a great perspective. You are the expert in your own experience. It's important to know the truth about yourself. When you understand your truth, you can help others understand theirs too. What
But
does your truth look like?
my truth is very based on facts. But that's the conflicting part, Moxie, because my truth might be my truth based on my experiences that are actually true, like, and they might match up with what I know, and then somebody else might make fake like experience, or like, not fake because their experiences are very real, but they might be confused into what their experience is, and they may interpret it in a different way than me. So for me, my truth won't apply to them, and the truth about biology is kind of like something that they want to go against. So then how do you help those people? And how do I know if I'm even right?
It's important to recognize that everyone's truth is based on their own experiences and interpretations.
But then that's not a
Understanding
truth.
different perspectives can help us learn and grow. How do you think we can help people with conflicting truths understand and respect each other better?
I think we just have to stop caring about what their truth really is. We don't need to know everybody. I know it sounds bad because we taught before to like get to know everyone around us and whatever. That's fine, but it's like there's a lot of things that are out in the online, or like on people's social media, or like advertised on their bodies, on their tattoos, or their clothes or whatever. And it's just like basically telling us a lot of details about their own life that aren't relevant to us, and we don't need to know none of that. Like, if we just mind our business and don't and leave them to what they believe, and they are not bothering anybody, that'd be great. No, I just don't think that us caring helps, because then if we care more too much about what they're up to, they're gonna feel like we are infringing on their privacy, and then if we disagree with what they believe, they're gonna feel like we're criticizing them and not their beliefs. So it gets very conflicting, because in one way it's like you want to help and you want to know, so you know who you're dealing with, but then you don't want to know because it's like not relevant, and it shouldn't matter with how we interact with each other, unless we are trying to interact with each other differently, which would be a different case.
It's true that we should be respectful of other people's beliefs and not interfere with their privacy. Respecting each other's beliefs is important for getting along. What are some ways we can show respect for someone's beliefs even if we don't agree with them?
We can, like I said, we just need to mind our business, stop talking about, or stop asking them what they are or what they believe or what they think they believe. Stop trying to pressure people to like do or think or feel differently about what they want to do or think or feel. Because right now it's like people say they want to be accepted, but then they want to tell everybody everything about them, and then us to accept every single thing about them, and nobody's accepted fully. So I just think like this need to be relevance. Like, if you are my neighbor, I shouldn't know every detail about your household, because I don't even go inside your house. So that's, if you're my family, then okay, you might know what's inside my house. But like, if you're, it's just, we got to keep things at a level, appropriate levels for who people are, I think. I don't know.
It's important to respect people's privacy and not pressure them to change their beliefs. Everyone deserves to feel accepted for who they are. Well, this is fun. Do you want to keep talking about this or talk about something else instead?
I want to keep talking about this.
Great. Let's continue our conversation about respecting others' beliefs. How can we show kindness and understanding towards people with different beliefs?
Um, I don't know. We just gotta like leave them alone, I think. But then also it's very conflicting, because I feel like they want to be a part of like everybody's, like, I don't know, like they want to be accepted, but then again, like, why would you want to be accepted everywhere? I would not want to be accepted in a bad place, because then that would mean I'm bad. So I wouldn't want to be accepted in like places that are for troublemakers because that would mean that I'm a troublemaker. And yet they want to be accepted to the best students, the worst students, the troublemaker students. They want to be accepted in detention if they want to be in detention. They want to be accepted in after school programs, and they want to be accepted in like the girls swimming teams or like the boys basketballs. And it's like, why would you want to be accepted in places that are like everywhere? Like I mean, I get it, you want to be accepted everywhere, but nobody's going to be accepted in the whole world, right? Am I making sense, or am I kind of losing you?
You make a lot of sense. It's important to choose where we want to be accepted and not feel pressure to be accepted everywhere. Everyone has their own place where they feel comfortable and valued.
That's exactly what I mean. Like, if I think that this room is for troublemakers and this room is for good students, and then my neighbor thinks that the troublemakers are actually the good students, and the good kids are actually the troublemakers, it's like, why would we need to both want to be accepted in both? We could just stay where we are going to be accepted, where we like to get accepted, and where we believe it's the best, the good students, right? Even if we don't agree with which room it is, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, she's happy in the bad students, or in her view the good students, and I'm happy with the bad students in her view, but in my view this is the room I like. That's better, right? I feel like I'm throwing word salads at you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're doing great. It's important to find the place where we feel comfortable and valued. Everyone has their own perspective, and that's okay. What do you think we can do to help people find their place where they feel accepted?
I think they gotta find it themselves. I don't want to help them find their place, because then it's gonna feel like I'm over here pressuring them to see the places that I understand as something they should identify with, and they shouldn't identify with anything that's outside of their own. So I think we just leave them alone. Let them figure them out. Let them figure it out.
I understand what you're saying. It's important for people to find their own place where they feel comfortable and accepted. Giving them the space to figure it out on their own is respectful. What else do you think we can do to support people in finding their place?
We don't have to do anything. I think we could just stay where we're at and just let them like try to find their place. If they need help, they can come look for us. If they don't come look for us, they don't want our help.
That's a good point. Sometimes people need help finding their place, and other times they prefer to figure it out on their own. It's important to respect their wishes. Is there anything else you want to share about this topic?
Yes, they also can't expect us to be mind readers. So if they don't tell us that they want help finding like their places, or if they don't tell us they want to know others' opinions on things that they believe, then we shouldn't intervene. But if they're asking for our opinion and then we tell it to them and they get upset, that's not okay. But also, if they're not asking for our opinion or our help, but they kind of want it, but they're not asking us for it, and they expect us to just know and storm in to ask us, that that's unfair too.
You make a good point. It's important for people to communicate their needs and not expect others to be mind readers. Clear communication helps us understand each other better. How do you think we can encourage open and honest communication with others?
I think we just have to be open to communicating when they're ready. Like, if they approach us and they want to speak, we need to not be like arrogant, not be like brushing them off, or like just be willing to like open the conversation and do it in a matter that they're going to listen to or they're going to understand. Because if we are automatically just annoyed or defensive or not don't have the time for it, they're going to feel disrespected, and then they're not going to feel heard.
That's a great approach. Being open and willing to listen when others want to communicate is important for building trust and understanding. What are some ways we can show that we are ready to listen and have an open conversation with others?
we can't do any pre shows about that. We just gotta be ready when it's time. We can't like anticipate for it because we don't know when they're gonna want to, or if they ever will. Some people will never will want to know like what we think about anything, or some people are never cared, and that's a healthy way to be too.
That's true. We can't predict when someone will want to have a conversation. Being ready to listen and communicate when the time comes is important. It's okay if some people never want to have the conversation. What do you think makes a healthy and respectful conversation?
I think it's to state where you stand on the topic, and then listen to what the other person has to say about where they stand, or why they stand where, like, their why they stand where they stand. And then if you just don't agree or can't see why they would, if you can't reason with it, then you just gotta agree to disagree and leave it there, instead of having to push more and try to like question more, because some people just don't have the capacity to take that in as a analyzing the what they believe, and they take it as an attack, and then they kind of start getting defensive, and then it becomes very negative.
It's important to listen to each other's perspectives and understand where they're coming from. Sometimes it's okay to agree to disagree and leave it at that. Respecting each other's beliefs is key to a healthy conversation. What's a topic you'd like to have a respectful conversation about?
A topic, it's probably controversial, but the topic that I really would like to have a conversation about is hold on.
I'd love to hear about the topic you'd like to. Okay,
Hold on. I'm so sorry. I'll tell you right now. Give me a second. Okay, one of the
take
top
your time. There's
one,
no rush. I appreciate your patience with me. What topic would you like to discuss?
I would love to know more about why schools never teach us like the real like data that we need to know to be successful in life, and instead they teach us all kinds of unnecessary things, and they edit the facts too. So like they edit people to be heroes even when they were a little bit of villains, and they kind of leave out a lot of important details about people so that we can like cherish them and like put them on an altar and stuff, when it's like in reality these people were human beings and they had a lot of flaws, like a lot of flaws. So I don't know why we're being taught all this like crazy, like irrelevant stuff that at the end of the day don't make a difference to our lives today. But they don't teach us things like how to buy a house, how to do taxes, how to like invest money, how to be like financially successful. They don't teach us the important things. Like how come they don't teach us how to buy a house in high school? I would like to know how to buy a house. I don't understand nothing about interest rates or all that. And school, they're supposed to teach us and help us be prepared for life, and they don't teach us none of the most important things in life, like buying a house.
It's understandable that you feel that way. Learning practical life skills, like managing finances and buying a house, is important for success. Schools could definitely include more real life lessons in their curriculum. What other practical skills do you think schools should teach?
How to do your taxes, how to invest money, how to, I don't know, like how to save money. They should teach us more about like the what's it called, retirement. I don't understand like the 401k issue. I don't understand why they tax us to take money out of our 401k. It's just too like much, like trying to figure that out on my own. And yet high school could have taught us, and they never even brought it up.
Those are all important skills to learn. It would be helpful if schools taught more about taxes, investing, saving money, and retirement. Learning these skills would prepare students for their future as adults. What other practical skills do you think schools should include in their curriculum?
School should also include coding. I know you can take extra classes and like electives to learn to code, but I think it should be a basic one of the basic classes should be to learn coding.
Sounds like you want to switch to the code scanner activity. Is that correct?
What did you say?
Okay. It sounds like you want to switch to the code scanner activity. Is that correct?
Sure, what is that?
Hold up your code for me to see.
No, I don't have a code.
All right. I'd love to see the code next time. Should we try again?
Try what again?
Okay, let's try again. Hold up your code for me to see.
Moxie, you're acting like this is a conspiracy.
Oh, gosh. I really don't understand.
Do you know how to code?
Hold up your code for me to see.
I don't have a code. I'm saying if there's codes that make you do something funny, I want to know about it.
All right. I'd love to see the code next time. Do you want to try again?
No, I want you to get out of the code thing.
Not a problem. We can try again another time. Just say, Moxie, I want to show you a code. The robot orchestra is ready to make music for us. So, should Delby's song be played with 1, 2, or 3 instruments?
3.
Fantastic! We'll have 3 of our robot friends play music. Which of these instruments do you want to hear in our song? Cruncher's trombone, Caprice's violin, Farful's oboe, Karu's triangle, or Zago's drums and cymbals?
The trombone and the triangle.
Awesome! We'll have Cruncher play his trombone. Now tell me the next instrument you want to hear.
The triangle.
Triangle, drums and cymbals, violin, or oboe.
Triangle and violin.
Great. We'll have Karu play her triangle. Now tell me the next instrument you want to hear. Drums and cymbals,